The car market is a huge dumpster fire right now, and dealers are crumbling under the weight of excessive inventory and high prices.
Dealers are literally doing whatever they can to dump as much inventory as possible.
I'm standing in an overflow lot for a Jeep, Ram, Chrysler, Dodge dealership here in Scottsdale, Arizona, and it blows my mind just how many vehicles are stored back here. It's tucked behind this shopping center, about a half a mile away from where the dealership actually is. And it's not the only brand struggling with an overflow of inventory and slow sales. Also, you see what they're doing right over there? They are jumping a Grand Cherokee, and the problem is when these cars sit for a while, things break and batteries die. In my last video, we looked at prices in Boise, Idaho to see if there were any discounts, and some dealers had a few $1,000s off their trucks, which honestly, truck prices still need to go a lot lower. So while we're here in Arizona, I want to go ahead and see if there's any discounts at Ford, Ram, Chevy, Jeep, and Toyota. And in this video, I don't want to just look at truck prices this time. I also want to see what prices on some of the cars are like, and also other SUVs from all of these brands, not just, you know, Dodge and Jeep where I'm at right here. But while we're here at this lot, I want to show you something that I thought was a bit crazy as far as prices on the Jeep Wrangler goes. And I wanted to show you this right here, which is one of the most expensive Jeep Wranglers that I've seen that is not a 392 with the V8. This is basically a Sahara, but it is a 4xe, which means it's, you know, got the electric plug and you can charge it and everything like that. But the price on this is honestly kind of outrageous. Got a 2024 model year, high altitude 4xe. The MSRP is $70,455. This dealer adds window tint and whatever Zactec is, but that brings the total to $70,903. It's basically Jeep trying to compete with AMG at this point in the Mercedes G-Wagon. But what we really need to see as far as Jeep trying to be more luxury is this Wagoneer right here. These are getting very, very expensive, and as you can see, they've got an entire row all the way down as far as you can see right here. And these sell, but very, very slowly, and they kind of sit for a while. This looks like kind of a mid-tier trim level. It is a 2024 Wagoneer L four-wheel drive for a whopping $73,010. 73 grand is a lot for a Jeep, in my opinion. And just for kicks, let's look at a regular Grand Cherokee. Again, covered in a ton of dust. So these things and tree leaves, these have been here for a while. This is a 2024 model, two-wheel drive for $53,170, and it is a limited. So Jeep is no longer cheap unless you get one of these little guys. But what I want to show you as far as the car side, Dodge has the Challenger and the Charger, but this year is pretty much the last year that any of these cars are going to have the V8 engine in them. They're getting rid of it and trying to do more twin turbo engines. But as you can see here, sales of sports cars is pretty slow. These are also covered in dust and leaves and all kinds of other stuff. This one especially is bad. This one looks like it has been here for a very, very long time. You can see some handprints that are also recovered in dirt. So I want to show you just how much this Charger is, and it is a Scat Pack version. And this looks like a 2023 model Charger Scat Pack Daytona with the 392. You're looking at $61,590 for this thing. Plus they added a dealer markup of $5,000 on this. $499 for window tint, Zactec for $299, whatever that is, wheel locks for $199. Bringing the price to $67,587. And it's no wonder that this has been sitting for a while and it's totally covered in dust, pollen, and little tiny tree leaves, because they want $5,000 over MSRP for this, which you should definitely never, ever, ever pay. And as you can see, they've got a row of them all the way here and another row on this side over here, and a truck bringing in more inventory right there. Now let's go see what it's like at the dealership real quick, and then we'll go see what's going on at Toyota. All right, so I made it to their actual lot, and they are loaded with trucks on this row, and it's pretty full. They have a few empty spots here, but I did talk with the sales guys inside, and they said they do have some discounts. They're not on the window stickers, but if you go talk to them, they have discounts on the Grand Wagoneer up to $20,000 off on some of them. Gladiators are all discounted anywhere from 10 to 20% off if you buy one of these. The Wranglers, a little bit off. Not sure the amount, but they said everything does have a discount. You just got to go in and talk to them. All right, so I'm here with Val at the dealership here, and he just wants to talk about the market for a minute and what they're doing with prices.
The market has definitely turned into a buyer's market, and what we're seeing is huge incentives from the factory. Grand Wagoneers up to $20,000 off. You got your heavy duty trucks 20% off. Definitely a buyer's market. If you're in the market in Phoenix for a Wagoneer truck or anything, and you're wondering, you're about to buy something and you're wondering, can I get a better deal? Yes, you can get a better deal. Here in Air Park, we'll make any deal happen. Dealers are literally doing whatever they can to dump as much inventory as possible. If they're getting pressure from the factory, hey, take that inventory, take that inventory. Luckily, we got everything under control, and we're in business to make not good deals, but great deals.
But any of the vehicles that are special, like they have some 392s here, and they have like a last call Scat Pack Charger that also has a markup. So like a lot of dealers, they're still marking up some of the special cars, but all this inventory you see right here, that's kind of the normal everyday stuff. They are giving discounts here in Scottsdale at this dealership at least. Now let's go see what's going on at Toyota, and conveniently, it's right there. I am here at Toyota, and as you can see behind me, they are really low on inventory. You've got a few Camrys right here, and there's just like maybe a handful of them. You've got a higher trim level Camry here, and you have the Crown, which is selling very slowly because honestly it just looks kind of weird. But we got a few RAV4s here, and of course Tundra is lined all the way around. But the interesting part compared to now and when I was here at this dealership back in December is this whole section here was completely full of Toyota Tacomas. So it looks like Toyota is actually selling a lot of their stuff, and they got rid of all of the 2023 Tacomas that they had. They're just gone. But let's see if any of these Tundras here are marked with discounts, or if like Jeep, Ram, Dodge, you have to go in and talk to them to actually find out what the discount is. And I want to start here with this white one just because it stood out to me. Maybe the chrome wheels caught my attention. And it is a capstone, which means it's going to be the more expensive version. And looking at the window sticker, I already see one issue that bothers me. You're looking at $81,898. However, if you look closer at the sticker, they want $19.95 for XPEL window tint, fender guards, and a protection package, $249 for the door edge guards, and $499 for a Toyota custom fit tailgate emblem, bringing it to $2,744 in additional add-ons. And I don't know if you could see that because the sun was pretty intense at that angle, but there's $2,700 in options that honestly you really don't need to pay for. And they wanted almost $500 for this shiny tailgate emblem, and if I read that right, seems a little bit nuts to me. Now let's see real quick if I can find a bit of a cheaper one. That's a capstone, that's a platinum, that's a platinum, that's a capstone, and we do have a TRD 4x4 off-road right here. So let's look at this real quick. I do like the blacked out grille on this. I think it looks pretty cool, and the blacked out wheels. And it's a 2024 limited crew max, MSRP of $64,742 with the $2,744 in kind of ridiculous stuff. Now there's nothing wrong with add-ons if they ask you, hey, do you want to put this on? But when they put it on and basically force you to buy it, I think that's kind of silly. Now I just found a Tacoma, and it's right there, and we have to go look at it because it's in my favorite Toyota color. And by the way, none of these have discounts in the window, and with them putting additional stuff, I'm not sure if there's going to be discounts. All right, it looks like we got a used TRD Pro Tacoma right here, and honestly this green color is my favorite. Sticker's a little bit hard to read here, but it's $52,999 with all their added stuff, window tint and everything. For a couple grand, that brings it to $54,289. And most of these mid-sized trucks don't really last very long on these lots because they're just hard to find. And even at that price, I don't see that Tacoma lasting very long because the TRD Pro versions are really hard to find. But 54 grand is still kind of crazy for a mid-sized truck. And for you parents out there that are in the minivan crowd, this 2024 Sienna Platinum Hybrid, let's look at the window sticker, is $55,660 plus 3 grand in junk that you don't need. Now we all know the trucks are expensive, but what about the RAV4? Because I actually haven't seen too many new RAV4s at dealerships. They usually go really quickly, and this one doesn't even have the window sticker in it. Oh, it's down there on the ground. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a 2024 RAV4 Hybrid, and the price is $34,387. And this one's also a hybrid as well, but I want to look at the sticker. This sticker is actually in the window, and it is a nice maroonish kind of color, but it's also the same price at around $34,578. And the interesting difference here about this RAV4 is you don't see any of the dealer add-on stickers. I don't know if they just didn't get to it yet, or they want to keep these at the low price that they are at. So you can find something interesting at Toyota if you're looking to get a RAV4. If I got a RAV4, I would actually get this one right here. This blue one right here with the black wheels, and it is the TRD off-road package. And this is actually a new color for the new 2024 Land Cruiser, which is not really at dealers yet. So we got a 2024 TRD off-road RAV4 in Cavalry Blue with the white top. You're looking at $44,410. And again, there's no dealer add-on sticker here. So it looks like their trucks have the add-ons, but they're not doing that on their SUVs or the cars. And of course, we need to look at the Camry because this video is not just about trucks. We're looking at everything as a whole because a lot of us don't need trucks. So this black one here, again, is a 2024 Camry SE all-wheel drive, and you're looking at $31,573. So it looks like you can get some reasonable stuff if you go down to the car level or the smaller SUVs. Obviously, 4Runners are always going to be expensive, Tundras are going to be expensive, and the new 2024 Tacomas are actually going up in price. But enough with Toyota, let's go see what's going on down at Chevy. All right, I made it here to Chevy, and we were at this dealer like the others back in December, and they were loaded up with trucks, and it looks like they still have a lot, but not as much. We got this entire row that goes all the way down here and around the corner as far as you can see. And they also have some over on this side and around the corner. However, they do have sections here that are finally emptying out. So they are finally starting to get some of these trucks off the lots. So we know that that's empty back here, but I want to walk around this corner and see how many they have on this backside. We do have a couple empty spots here as well, and some more empty spots right here. All of this, again, used to be full of trucks, and you barely couldn't even walk anywhere. They even had trucks stacked along this row wherever they could and parked on top of the curbs here. So it does look like they are selling, but again, still very, very slowly. And this is also empty all along this right side. This used to be full as well, and we still have some empty spots here. And there's a lot less, and I can basically just stand right in the middle of all these trucks. So Chevy is selling, and I think they're selling more than Ram, at least, for two reasons. And the first reason is right behind me. So you have some of these lower trim levels. This is a Chevy, this is a GMC, practically the same thing, with a more base trim level. And so this 2004 1500 Pro will run you an MSRP of $41,000. So they're already starting lower than what you see at Ram and Ford with their pretty much super high prices. I would never see a $41,000 entry-level Ford F-150. You're pretty much looking at 60 grand, and this is like almost 20 grand less. But one thing about that is it was not four-wheel drive. So what about a four-wheel drive full-size Chevy Silverado? They don't have the full window sticker that I can see here, but they had this little tag with their addendums on it. It's a 2024 with couple thousand grand worth of add-ons for $57,395, and it is four-wheel drive in a nice black color, and that is one of the like mid to lower trim levels, so it's kind of pushing itself back up there to the Ford entry-level territory. But what about this higher trim level ZR2 Bison we got right here? We got the ZR2 Bison in black, and it is a Duramax, so that might bring the price up over the V8 engine. And it's pretty dark here, but it's a 2024 ZR2 four-wheel drive, and the price is where we get insane. It's $82,305 for the ZR2 Bison trim level. But I said we were also going to look at SUVs, and they've got some Tahoes right here. And I've never really done SUVs on my channel, so I want to see how much these Tahoes go for. So let's go ahead and look at this Cherry one. And they do have the window sticker in the front. So we've got a 2024 Tahoe High Country with 22-inch wheels. And this is pretty much one of the high-end trim levels. You're looking at a cost of $86,600 with a lot of dealer add-ons, $2,200 worth for $88,834. And here's the thing about this stuff is I did talk to the sales guy and one of the sales managers, and they do have discounts. There's a $5,000 factory rebate on some of the vehicles, and then there's a dealer discount of around $3,500 depending on which vehicle you look at. But that's what car dealers do. They find ways to make that money back. And they do that by adding over $2 grand worth of stuff. And the kicker about those discounts is you can either finance with GM Financial for their lower interest rate, or take the discount, but you cannot do the both. You cannot take the lower interest rate and the discount at the same time. So either way, it's really a wash, depending on where your financing is at. And that's the hard part with dealers and why a lot of people are just kind of turned off by it. You can't just, it's never just straightforward. It's always tricky and you got to go inside. But that's just what we have to deal with now until something changes. And to be honest, I actually didn't think that this Tahoe was that expensive. I expected like mid-60s. Now let's go see what's going on at Ford. All right, we finally made it to Ford, and I want to start with something that I thought was really interesting. Ford's pretty much slowest seller. We have the Mustang Mach-E electric SUV, and they have some of the highest number of Mach-E's that I've seen pretty much at any dealer. They've got an entire row going all the way down to the entrance there. And it's not just one row, this row is double stacked. So as you can see, I can stand right in the middle. We got some over here, and a bunch on this back row over here. But this is probably where you're gonna find one of the biggest discounts that I have seen at Ford. And they did say there are discounts on some of the trucks. All the 2023 models are discounted, but they're not gonna be on the window sticker. You have to go to the website and there's some discounts on there. But this Mustang Mach-E actually has a discount price in the window. So let's take a little bit of a closer look at this. But it's a 2023 GT all-wheel drive with an MSRP of $66,035, but looks like there's a discount here where you'll save $15,000, dropping the price quite significantly, to be honest. That takes it down a substantial amount. But I don't see any of that save $15,000 price on any of these that you'll see down this row. It was just that one there that had it on the window. So I want to check if these are like a 2024 models or if they're all 2023s. And it looks like this one is also a 2023 model. It's a lower trim level with an MSRP of $51,000. So it looks like they're having trouble selling that high trim level Mustang Mach-E. And that's why that one has what it looks like a $15,000 discount. But as you can see, they're loaded up with Mach-E's. But let's go see what's going on down at the trucks, because since I was here last in December, they did get rid of a lot of them. So obviously we got this row, it still goes around here, but there's actually an end to all the truck craziness. The row actually stops right here at the curb, and they filled it with all of these Ford truck, work truck, and a Ford work box truck, and more work trucks here. And before, they didn't really have much room to put anything else. And as you can see here, they're now able to fit some other trucks other than F-150s. But they still have this row here and the heavy duty trucks there. And they still have an entire row of 2023 Lightning. And that's one of Ford's big struggles, is their EV stuff is just really not selling very well at all right now. And those big discounts like you saw at $15,000 off are reflecting the change in the market to where a lot of early adopters bought these trucks and then there's no one else left to buy them. At least not at the scale necessary to have all of this inventory of Lightnings. But like I said in the beginning of this video, we're also going to look at a couple of the SUVs because I've never checked to see what the prices are on like the Escape or the Explorer. So let's just go check out that really fast. So we got all these Explorers here, and I'm just going to pick this white one at random here, because it looks like a 2024 model that they just got in. And yeah, this is a 2024 with the EcoBoost V6, and it is an ST model, which is more of a performance trim level, and the MSRP is $62,770 for the more performance-oriented trim level. And again, there's no discounts in the window, and there's really no discounts much on 2024 models. It's like the 2023 model trucks that they've been stuck with for years. But if you want something cheaper, you can go with this little guy. And a side note, the Escapes are going to be gone. I think this is the last year for the Escape. And the sticker is like way over there. I don't know if you can see it, but I can't even read what the MSRP is. Oh, I can. It's $35,905. Escape Hybrid. Makes it difficult when you can't see the sticker. But this one has a window sticker. This is actually a 2023 front-wheel drive with the very tiny 1.5 liter EcoBoost. And this will run you $32,540. And I'm pretty sure since it's a 2023, if you went to their website, they probably do have some sort of discount. I just wish they would put it in the window so it would make it a little bit easier on the buyer. Let's check this white 2023 Off-Road FX4. There's no sticker in there that I can read either. Doesn't make it too easy to look at prices. Here's a Sport, and there's a sticker in the window. And take a note that this is not four-wheel drive. It's a two-wheel drive XLT. And for a two-wheel drive, I still think this is too much, but it's a 2023 with the V6 for $57,970. I think a two-wheel drive sport trim level should be like 42 grand, you know, no higher. So that price I still get sticker shock every time I see the prices over the past 3 years on these Fords. But while we're at Ford, I want to check out something that I think is a little more fun, and that is the new Ford Mustang. And they actually have quite a few of them in some really good colors. And I want to see how much we can find a GT for. This red one here is a GT, and they do have the window sticker in the front, but it's upside down. It's a 2024 Mustang GT for $47,315. And here's the funny thing about the sports car versus truck prices. Long time ago, sports cars used to always be like the most expensive thing that you could get, and trucks were cheaper. But now, as trucks got more fancy, you know, with the high trim levels and high prices, the Ford Mustang has actually become a more affordable car to buy. And let's check out this one that is not a GT to see how low the price can go. This is a 2024 with the EcoBoost 4-cylinder, and you can get it for $37,850. So getting a Mustang under 40 grand is kind of neat, if you ask me. The only thing I like the new body style of these, but what bothers me about the lower trim level is you got the two separate screens here. Honestly, look really cheap. I think it was just lazy design. They could have integrated it into the dash with the double bubble that Ford has always thrown in the Mustang. It gets a little bit better with the GT because you do get a solid screen going all the way across, but it's still not my favorite thing. If I was gonna jump into a Mustang again, I would grab a GT350 because it's probably one of the best Mustangs ever made. But as you can see, a lot of dealers do have discounts on 2023 models. Some of them you have to go to the website to look at. So there is some sort of correction in the market. The only thing that's not correcting is MSRPs, because once you jack that MSRP up, it's really, really hard as a business to justify moving that MSRP down, even though it would be the right thing to do. Instead of price gouging people on those MSRPs, they're just offering all these dealer incentives and discounts and all that stuff to compensate for it. But I still think the truck prices are a little bit too high. Actually, a lot too high. And I wish they would write the discounts on the window just so you have an idea of what you could get, because it would probably help people walking around the lot if they saw that there was stuff discounted without having to talk to anybody, instead of walking on a lot, you know, kind of get turned off by the prices.